right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly unbelievable journey, the hidden, crazy true story of Jan Koum, the guy who actually built WhatsApp. What's absolutely fascinating here is how his life is basically the ultimate proof that where you start, it absolutely does not dictate where you finish. We're talking extreme struggle, brutal rejections, and a success story that literally changed the world.
So let's set the scene. I want you to imagine a reality where you are so incredibly poor that your family literally can't even afford a basic telephone in your house. For us today, that kind of isolation is, well, it's pretty much unimaginable, right? But for Jan growing up, picking up a phone wasn't just an expectation, it was a total unaffordable luxury. Basic necessities were just incredibly hard to come by.
And then add the massive shock of uprooting your entire life. Imagine moving to America at just 16. You're carrying nothing but hope. You don't speak the language, you completely don't fit in, and your family's financial situation is so bad that you are relying entirely on government food stamps just to eat. That was Jan Koum's literal day-to-day reality when he got to the US. Now, brace yourself for this massive contrast. Imagine that exact same kid, the teenager standing in line with food stamps, going on to build an app used by over 1 billion people, and then selling it for $19 billion. 19! It sounds completely made up, doesn't it? Like some cheesy Hollywood script. But it's 100% true, and we are going to break down exactly how he pulled it off. Chapter 1, From Poverty to America. To really grasp this massive success, we've got to look at these brutal beginnings. Jean was born in a tiny village near Kyiv in Ukraine. Life was rough. Even the electricity was totally unreliable. Seeking freedom and an actual education for him, his parents made that massive jump to the US when he was 16. But man, the hits just kept coming. As a young adult, his mother got seriously ill, the medical bills piled up, and she tragically passed away, leaving him totally devastated and completely on his own. Honestly, most people would have just thrown in the towel right then and there.
Chapter 2, Finding Refuge in Curiosity.
But instead of letting life crush him, Jan found this incredible escape that kind of rewired his whole mindset. He realized, okay, he couldn't control his empty wallet and he couldn't control the tragedies happening around him, but he absolutely controlled his own mind. While other teenagers were goofing off, Jan was literally burying himself in computer networking manuals. He taught himself everything. He basically figured out that knowledge is the one investment absolutely nobody can steal from you. And when you're starting from absolute zero, that relentless curiosity becomes your biggest superpower.
Chapter 3, The Sting of Rejection.
Those self-taught hacker skills finally opened some doors. He landed a job at Yahoo, where he met another engineer, Brian Acton. Now, these two totally clicked. They didn't care about the fame or the spotlight. They were just absolute nerds for building useful, problem-solving tech. After a few years, they got restless. They wanted a new challenge. So they both walked away from Yahoo and confidently fired off job applications to one of the fastest-growing, hottest tech companies on the planet at the time, Facebook. And here is where we hit the ultimate, unbelievable irony of the tech world. In 2009, Facebook flat out rejected both of them. Just hard no. But fast forward just 5 years to 2014, that exact same company, Facebook, had to turn around and buy their creation for $19 billion. $19 billion. It is just an absolute masterclass in why you can never ever let a rejection dictate your worth. Chapter 4, Building with Absolute Simplicity. See, most folks see a rejection letter as a dead end, but for Jan, that no actually freed him up to tackle a completely different everyday problem on his own terms. He wasn't trying to build a billion-dollar empire, not at all. He just wanted a better messaging service. Back then, texting was clunky, you got charged per message, and the platforms were stuck with annoying ads. John wanted the total opposite. He wanted a service that was hyper-private, rock-solid reliable, insanely fast, and completely stripped of unnecessary junk. Just pure, simple connection. But of course, things didn't magically take off overnight. When WhatsApp first launched, total disaster. I mean, the app crashed constantly. Literally almost 0 people were using it. The growth was agonizingly slow. Let's be real, most startup founders would have just packed up and gone home. But Jan? He channeled that same obsessive dedication from his teenage days with the computer manuals. He just put his head down, fixed the bugs, relentlessly improved the product step by step, and ignored all the flashy tech trends to focus purely on what his users actually needed. Chapter 5, The $19 Billion Irony. That absolute obsession with the user experience, it sparked a massive snowball effect. The app just exploded globally, purely through word of mouth. It grew to serve over 1 billion users. Think about that. One friend invited another, with literally zero money spent on big marketing campaigns. It just worked. And when you have 1 billion users, people notice, especially Facebook. That massive growth led straight to that historic $19 billion buyout. The very company that locked him out had to empty their massive wallets to let him back in. So the big takeaway from this explainer is actually incredibly simple. Jan's story proves that real success isn't about desperately chasing a huge payday. The money, that's just a byproduct. True success is about becoming insanely valuable. It's about being so focused on solving a real problem for millions of people that they can't live without what you've built. Provide massive value, and the success and, yeah, the money will naturally follow. So the next time you're sitting there feeling like your situation is holding you back, or maybe you think you're too old, too broke, or just too late to the game, remember the food stamps. Remember the brutal rejections Jan Koum pushed right through. Your background absolutely does not write your future. I'm going to leave you with this one vital question to ask yourself today. What problem are you going to solve? And what dream are you going to absolutely refuse to give up on? Think about it and keep building.